It is Monday, and it's 8:30 p.m. and what better way to spend a Monday night than making banana bread? So that is what I'm gonna do today, mainly because I had 6 somewhat rotting bananas and no, they're not rotting, no, they're just spotty bananas. But you know, the fruit flies were smelling blood. So basically, I had to do something about it. And I'm gonna be using Mary Berry's holiday banana cake recipe because that is delicious, the best recipe ever. Honestly, I haven't tested all the recipes, but it is really good. I'll link it in the description because we all deserve some good banana cake in our lives. Okay, so this is the setup. I've got bananas, cinnamon, caster sugar, vanilla extract, plain flour, sunflower oil, and eggs. We're gonna be making 2 banana cakes in loaf tins because, you know, one for me and one to share. So yes, I thought I would also, whilst I mix ingredients together and stuff, tell you a bit about myself, just in case you aren't someone who spent 11 years of your life being friends with me. And I thought I'd chat a bit about exchange as well. Okay, so you're currently propped on a toaster. This is a terrible way of doing things, but you know, we're working with it. Okay, so we need 175 grams of flour. Yes, so I'm Mel, I'm 21, and I'm in my 3rd year of university studying at the University of New South Wales in Sydney, Australia. And I am currently on a semester-long exchange at the University of Manchester. And I'll be here until January, the end of January. So it'll be about 5 months. And I've been here since September. I study economics and development studies. Don't even ask, like I have no idea what it is, but basically international development vibes. And I don't know what I want to be in the future, but I know that I want to make a positive difference of some sort. And yeah, no, that's really unspecific, I know, but that's just the reality of where I'm at right now. Okay, so the next thing we need is 200 grams of caster sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, teaspoon of bicarbonate soda, and then we've got half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, which, by the way, smells so good. Oh my gosh. Ooh, who dat? It's Jiao. Do you want to say hello to the video, Jiao?
Hello.
Okay, so the next step is to put in 125 milliliters of sunflower oil. Oh no, this is a lot. Oh my, this is a very small bowl to be mashing bananas in. So I think I'm gonna have to start with 2 in the bowl because, yeah, there's not enough room for 3. And finally, we need to beat 2 eggs. I'm actually low-key scared of cracking this egg. Ah, that is why. So now that we've got all our ingredients in our mixing bowl, the last step is just to beat it all together. So it's time to butter these tins. You have to get like super low.
I'm sporting.
But you show me how to do it first because you're expert.
I always fold it over once, but you know.
No, that's me too. It just doesn't feel right the other way. It doesn't feel as strong.
Yeah, it doesn't feel so secure. I don't feel emotionally. Sticks if you want.
Oh, the scraper! Get the scraper! Get the scraper!
That's great.
Oh, dripping! Oh my gosh, how satisfying is that scrape?
It's good. It's a particularly solid scrape.
Oh,
I haven't given a softer one back at home, but like, it's good.
Oh, I live for that scraping. Like,
yeah, I tried to make it aesthetic right now. Aesthetic as scraping can be.
Go smoothly around the sides so that you can get the... Thank you. This is my video, but it's literally turning into a video of you now.
Maybe aesthetic while having it.
Well, it's true. I can't argue with that. We have to leave it in for an hour?
I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. See you in an hour.
Oh yeah. Where's the chopstick?
Here.
Yeah. In and
Okay, but that bit,
Ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, no. Oh, beautiful. But look at that beauty shot of the banana cake. So I'm in my room now, and this is the finished product in its beautiful form. There's a cross-sectional view of what it looks like. And oh my goodness, if you guys could smell it, so good. Like, Maria Berry's holiday banana cake. Seriously, just make it. Just make it and eat it, and then just like, enjoy. You're welcome. Okay, so it's been a full week and a half later since I did that baking segment, but because I could not talk at the same time as mixing items together, I thought I'd film this little chatty section at the end of this video, just separately talking about why I decided to go on exchange and just how I'm finding it so far, but also not giving everything away because I am gonna do like a full-on review of my exchange experience, I think, at the end of exchange. So yes, why did I decide to go on exchange? So here's the story. I had never wanted to go on exchange before. Whenever someone had asked me before if I wanted to go on exchange, I was like, nah, like it's not even on my radar. I'm not considering it at all. But there was one night. So I watch quite a few YouTubers. I'm not sure if you've heard of Ruby Granger, but she's a study tuber on YouTube. I'll link her YouTube channel in the description below. So I was watching Ruby Granger, and I don't know, she just has such really like cozy vibes, and she's a first year uni student at University of Exeter in the UK, and I was just watching this video thinking how lovely it looked. Like, it just seemed really, I mean, she puts nice piano music over it, so obviously life looks great with nice piano music over it. She was just really independent, and I was like, wow, it's so interesting living in like a uni hall, and I was like, I don't know, let me just check on the exchange website which unis are offered to exchange to in the UK. And here I was looking up, and I saw Edinburgh, and that's when I thought, everyone I've met who's gone to Edinburgh has said that it is worth the visit and that it's beautiful. And I was looking at this and like, not gonna lie, I did the Google search images of like University of Edinburgh. I was on the like Instagram like page checking out what it looked like, and I was like, this is beautiful. Like, look at Arthur's Seat. Arthur's Seat looks beautiful. I can just see myself like walking up Arthur's Seat every single day. And so I was like, maybe I should go on exchange. So then I looked on the exchange website and saw that the deadline was closing in 2 weeks. And being a second year student out of 4 years of my degree, and it was in September, so it was near the end of the year, that means that I did not have much opportunity to exchange if I didn't do it within that 2 week time. Like, I could have potentially gone on exchange later, but it almost certainly would not have worked out with my courses. And because you have to apply for exchange a year in advance, I was like, holy moly, 2 weeks? Do I want to go on exchange? I have no idea. I have never thought about going on exchange before. Why am I considering this? So then I basically messaged and like talked to all the people I knew who had been on exchange, and everyone basically said that it was the best experience of their life. And so here I was thinking, okay, so what are the pros? In my mind, like what I really wanted to get out of exchange, aside from being here in itself, was just to grow and also to be more independent. Like in Sydney, I'm pretty dependent on my parents, if I'm gonna be honest. I live at home, my parents cook for me, they do my laundry. Like I could not be less independent. I could be less independent, but I was pretty dependent as a, 20-year-old and now 21-year-old. That was one of the reasons. Another reason why I also wanted to go on exchange was basically because uni was just, I don't know, like, I know I've only been in uni for like 3 years, but even then, like, even after 2 years, I was already like, I'm kind of over this, in that, like, I know I'm extremely privileged to have the opportunity to study, but just the repetition of it, it just felt, I don't know, I just felt like I would love a break. Going on exchange is a way to have a break without having a break, effectively. Moreover, it's going into a different country. So yes, applying for exchange, I had to put down 6 universities, and I basically put 6 UK universities down. My top choice was Edinburgh, my second choice is Manchester, I think then it went Birmingham, King's College London, Dublin, Leeds, but basically it was Edinburgh, Manchester, others. Basically decided to go to the UK because, I don't know, I never lived away from home for a substantial period of time. Actually, I've never lived away from home. And so I wanted to go somewhere that was somewhat similar in culture at least, and also spoke the same language, i.e. English. My other options and thoughts were really China, Canada. China, like obviously my background's Chinese. I was learning Chinese at uni. It would be great for improving my language skills. But ultimately I decided against it because I was like, I ain't ready to be going to uni like in another language and another country which speaks a different language and is culturally very different, and living away from home for the first time. Like, I was like, that's probably just a bit too much. So I narrowed it down to Canada and the UK, and for some reason I chose the UK. I actually have no idea really why. I think it was because, like, the reason why I looked into exchange was because of Ruby Granger and other British study bloggers, and so I don't know, I just had this like image in my head of like studying in like quaint, cute like English vibes and like cute sandstone buildings and that sort of thing. Ironically, I'm here in Manchester and it ain't quaint, but we'll get to how Manchester is later. So I applied for exchange 2 weeks before, just like really quickly. I was just like on my laptop constantly looking up universities, thinking like trying to decide on my 6 that I was going to choose. And then unfortunately in December I found out that my grades weren't high enough to get into Edinburgh, which was a very likely possibility. And to be honest, when I started applying for exchange, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to go on exchange if I didn't get into Edinburgh. Spoiler alert, I am here, so obviously decided to come. But after talking to a lot of people as well, like, it was clear that being on exchange isn't just about the place that you're going, but it's also about the people you meet. And there are great people everywhere. And I really do think that is true now being here. Like, the people that I've met are definitely what make my exchange experience really great, and not the place that I'm in. Not saying that Manchester's not a nice place to be, but when you meet good people, you know, you just get good vibes, and you get good memories, and just love, like, you know, just appreciate people in your life. And so jump forward to September this year when I was about to leave. I just thought I'd tell this kind of little segment of a story. It's not really a story, but it did not hit me that I was leaving for exchange up until like 2 days before, and oh, it really hit me. Like, there were many tears. I did not think I was gonna get that upset. I was genuinely like, I don't want to go, and I was thinking to myself, like, it's too late to back out now. You've talked about exchange for so long. Like, is this why you're going on exchange, just because you don't want to back out of the fact that you talked about it for so long? But anyways, it was just fear. Like, at the same time, I knew that because I was so scared and just melting down a little, that this was a good decision for me, because it meant that it was really pushing me out of my comfort zone, and it wasn't just like a, oh yeah, it's fine, I can just leave. But on the plane, I was crying. Before we got on the plane, I was crying. But as soon as I got to London, I flew into London before coming up to Manchester. As soon as I got into London, I was like fine. Oh, it was so exciting as well, just like seeing those cute little like British houses, and like I was seeing those like London red buses, and I was like, damn, I'm out here by myself. And like, I'm actually here in London. I was in London for 5 days. And then I came up to Manchester, and that was such a strange feeling. And like, walking to this hall that I'm living in now, I was just like, whoa, this is so crazy. I'm gonna be living here for the next like half a year. And I walked in, and you know, when like I haven't felt like the new person, or like just I haven't felt like I've done new things. Yes, I graduated high school and went to uni, but like strangely a lot of my friends actually go to the same uni as I do, and I still live in the same place that I did. So like I haven't felt like that sort of like, whoa, this is new, and like this is something I'm gonna have to get used to for like the next substantial amount of. So now just chatting a little bit about how I find exchange now. I genuinely really love being on exchange. It is so good to make new friends. Not that I'm saying I don't appreciate my old friends. I think the reason why I'm able to feel glad to be making new friends is because I know I have the support of my friends back at home, who are just the best people ever, honestly. If you're watching, you know who you are. The best people ever. In terms of Manchester, Manchester is definitely not the prettiest place. In terms of it's not the English countryside. It's just not. I really love, like, there's Platfields Park is really close, and that's really lovely. Like, there are little swans, they're swans, and it's just pretty, and I appreciate a good park. Also, it's really flat here, which is nice, but I'd just say that Manchester is actually a nice place to live. Don't be concerned about that if you're like, am I gonna feel just like I'm in a concrete jungle? No, like there are quite a few parks around, or at least near me, in Victoria Park area. And so I just find that that's really nice. Also, the autumn leaves are out. And it's just really nice still. Plus the Mancunian accent, it's a nice one in my opinion. Look up some accent videos on YouTube. I've done it, like. But yes, so that is all I'm going to talk about today in terms of exchange and my experiences. I'm going to do a longer video about whether exchange is worth it, the cost, friends, whether I've actually reached the goals that I wanted to reach before going on exchange. I'm going to do that at the end of my exchange. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.